Okay, I had to end that because I got the lights on. And I forgot my cat, my way. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. I scared Scott. I scared him. Y'all like my new little quote thingy? We went to a flea market and I thought this was cute. This resonated with me. It says, I am a creature of the culture that I create. And on here, you see this little rabbit, I guess, deer thing. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. We are here for our super scary Saturday sleepover, as per usual. And it's you guys and Scott and me, and we're here. Are you going to say hello to the party people, Scott?
Hello. Prepare to be scared.
Viewers, beware. You're in for a scare. Wasn't that Goosebumps? I think that was Goosebumps, wasn't it?
I don't know.
When they had a show?
Could be.
Let me light this candle. I'm going to get started with today's, scary tales. And I think this candle, y'all just go on to Walmart. It's Starlit Skies. Yes, kind of like what we're sitting under as we tell these scary, scary stories. Ooh. Okay, Scott, are you ready for tonight's scary tale?
Yeah.
It's the Dead Letter Office. Ooh. It's going to be full of postal workers and late Amazon packages.
Oh, wow.
That's scary as hell. I know when I expect my damn Amazon package and it ain't here on time, I be scared for the people, for Amazon, the customer service, that is. Woo. Okay, so here we go. Mindy watched her dad load a battered, rusty steamer trunk from the flea market into the back of their pickup truck. Let me tell you. Okay, wait, that's a coincidence. I did not pre-read these stories, as you will be able to tell as I read through, because I'm gonna be stumbling over stuff like, oh girl, and just saying random stuff. That's why I do it that way. I did not know that they had went to a flea market in this story. I just brought my flea market thing. Yes. Okay, we are syncing up. This is gonna be a good story. I can tell. Ooh. Okay, but it's still gonna be scary though.
Okay, good.
Don't think it won't. Okay, into the back of their pickup truck. I know you've always told me that there's no such thing as junk, Dad, she said, eyeing the trunk. But this seems pretty close. This sounds like my dad. My dad loved QVC. Okay, like that's what I would get him for Christmas, a QVC gift card. He loved going to the Salvation Army. He loved like flea markets, yard sales. Oh my God, I resonate. Her father slammed the tailgate closed. On the contrary, young lady, this trunk is a real find. 1930s, I'd say. With some work, it will bring a nice price at the store. Mindy's father was an antique dealer. And on weekends, he and Mindy would spend time together wandering through flea markets and garage sales. That's something else my dad loved, in search of treasures. So where are we going next? She asked, settling into the passenger seat. There's an estate sale over in Louisville, her dad said as he bagged out of the dirt parking lot. The man who passed away was a postmaster here in Fayette for 40 years before he retired. I understand that the guy collected memorabilia from the post office. It might be interesting. Sure enough, when Mindy and her dad returned home, the pickup was full of stuff from the old postmaster's collection, along with other odds and ends. I'll get this steamer trunk, Mindy's dad said, lifting the ancient-looking chest into the storage shed where he kept his new finds. Would you grab that stack of old postal sacks? Sure, Dad, she answered, climbing into the bed of the pickup, lifting the dozen or so hefty cotton sacks and following her dad into the shed. Her father placed the trunk down in a dusty corner with a grunt, and Mindy deposited her burden on top of it. Neither of them noticed the envelope that slipped out from between the stacks and fallen to the floor. Okay, see, this is, I don't like it already, Scott.
You don't.
Mm-mm. Why we care if an envelope fall? Okay. The next day, as she often did, Mindy gave her friend Chelsea a guided tour through her father's acquisitions. Standing in the storage shed, rummaging through a box of old photos in antique silver frames, Mindy was just commenting on how weird people dressed in the early 1900s. Girl, mess around and you're going to see them start dressing like that now, child. Just give it time. When the frame she was holding slipped from her hand and fell to the floor, she leaned down to get it, then noticed the envelope. I told you that envelope is a problem. My spidey senses are tingling. Half hidden between another box. What's this? She murmured, picking it up. It looks like an old letter, Chelsea said, uninterested. Mindy examined the front of the envelope, then turned it over. That's weird, she observed. According to the postmark, this is more than 40 years old. Girl, didn't we say this was the 1930s? But it's never been opened. She held the envelope up to the light. There's a letter inside. Maybe it just got stuck in between a couple of sacks of mail and was never delivered. Where was it sent? Chelsea asked, her curiosity growing. Maybe we could take it there. Wouldn't that be wild? We might get there, but we might even get our pictures in the paper for seeing that 40-year-old letter that was finally delivered. Mindy studied the address written in faded blue ink. The handwriting was small and ornate, making it difficult to read. It's addressed to Miss Camilla Barnes at 553 Oakdale Avenue here in Fayette. Girl, I will hurry up, drop that letter off, and keep it moving because this is going to be bad. Chelsea shrugged. So much for that. There aren't any homes in on Oakdale Avenue anymore. That part of town is all stores and businesses now. Well, Mindy said with a grin, then I guess it's okay to open it. Girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just put that thing back where you got it from and let your daddy handle it. Don't do it. Ripping the envelope, she unfolded a single sheet of paper. This handwriting is the worst, she exclaimed. What does it say, Chelsea pressed, leaning over her friend's shoulder to see the letter? Wow, Mindy's eyes widened. Listen to this. My dearest Carmela, the crime is done. But knowing that we can now spend our lives together makes everything all right. Girl, what? Y'all supposed to be on the episode of Fatal Vows. Y'all supposed to be on ID channel with this letter. Why y'all didn't kill this woman's husband? Why? Why y'all didn't kill this woman's husband and wrote a letter about it and sent it through the post office? Okay. She paused. I can't really make this line out, she said, squinting hard at the small script. Anyway, this is the important part. It won't be too much longer, and we will have everything we've ever wanted, as we planned. I'll have to go away for a while until I'm sure there is no suspicion. I've hidden the booty in the house where no one else can find it. Girl, y'all, again, this is Fatal Vows. How many episodes have we seen where the wife get with a lover and then the lover killed the husband and then they run away with the money? How many, Scott?
A lot.
This an old 1930s episode of Fatal Vows. Check it out if you into that kind of thing. It's crazy. Them people just be bang, bang, unalive, all over the place, honey. There was one lady, she staged a robbery and took all the pew pews and just threw them out on the line and was like, see, that's where they I was like, yes, girl, yes. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Oh wait, sorry, I blew one of my when I laughed, one of my little lights went out. We can't have that. It's already scary in here. Okay. Mindy looked at her friend whose eyes were now as wide as hers. She over there just honey, jaw to the floor. Then it says something about the fireplace and it's just signed with the letter D. Chelsea looked confused. What's booty? She asked. Girl, it can mean many things. But you know, we talking about this is a children's book, so let's keep it PG. Scott, stop thinking nasty.
Okay.
Y'all stop thinking nasty. Money, Mindy declared, or something valuable. Don't you get it? Whoever wrote this letter stole something and hid it in his house. Who knows? Maybe it's still there. No way, Chelsea said, shaking her head. If this really is true, I'll bet old D spent the booty a long time ago. Maybe, maybe not, Mindy answered with an impish grin. It's like an old mystery, and I think we should try to solve it. This return address isn't far from here, she said excitedly. Let's check it out. This wouldn't be me. I would tell my dad. This wouldn't be me. Scott, would you be checking out some old 1930s booty letter?
Probably not.
I feel like this would not be my problem. I'd be like, girl, let's get on to the candy store. Let's get this letter to dad and get on to the candy store or elsewhere. Cause no. It was only a 15-minute bike ride to the address that was written on the upper left corner of the old envelope. The girl stood on the sidewalk in front of the 427 Broadmoor Lane, which turned out to be a dilapidated home. How nice, Chelsea said sarcastically. If the guy really did steal a lot of money, he sure didn't use any of it to fix this place up. Though it might have been once a fine house, the two-story house appeared as if it hadn't been painted in decades. The shutters were closed except for one that dangled from an upstairs window, and the roof sagged all over. Mindy leaned her bike against the fence and tugged open the gate. The hinges squealed as if they were in pain. Can I help you, girls? An elderly neighbor woman called from across the street. Mindy stopped and turned to the woman who approached. We're trying to find out about the man who owned this place, she answered, half lying. My dad buys and sells antiques, and I think we have something that once belonged to him. Okay, you good at lying on your feet, girl. I see. Several people have rented this place, the neighbor replied, but the owner is a woman. She lives back in Connecticut. I keep an eye on the house for her. Mindy tried again. He would have lived here back in 1955. And his name started with D. Oh, you mean Daniel Matheson? The elderly woman responded without hesitation. Yes, he did once own this house, but he unalived in a train crash back in 1955. Oh, how terrible, Mindy said, casting a meaningful glance at Chelsea. Sad, really, and kind of bizarre, the woman continued. You see, his parents unalived in a car crash. Anyway, they left the estate to his older sister, who wound off running away with some salesman. Of course, the house then went to Daniel, but he was so upset about everything that happened, he closed it up and went away for several months. That's when the train wreck happened. So the house went to his cousin Mildred. The woman shrugged. She never even came out to look at it. After the estate was settled, Mildred tried to sell it, but no one was interested. The The place has a funny feel about it. Girl, what that mean? What that mean? I feel like the house in Poltergeist had a funny feel about it. I feel like the Amityville house had a funny feel about it. I feel the house that Jack built had a funny feel about it. And then won't nobody buy it. Like, we got some problems here. That's crazy. What was the economy like during that time, though? Because that can make a difference. Some houses have that, I just named like several of them. She gazed up at the shuttered windows and rubbed her arms as if she felt a chill. Can't keep the place rented either. Not for long, anyway. Every tenant left suddenly without giving any explanation. Child, y'all got a haunted house, honey. Y'all need to call the Ghostbusters. I wonder why, Mindy mused, staring at the house. Well, one couple claimed to hear strange noises late at night, the woman replied, but that's all they say. Mindy tugged Chelsea's shirt sleeve. We have to be going, right, Chelsea? Yeah, Chelsea agreed. Thank you. I hope I was some help, the woman said, smiling. Oh, you were, Mindy replied. You definitely were. Once the girls had ridden around the corner, Mindy pulled the bike to the side of the road and stopped. Chelsea pulled alongside her. Okay, Scott, what do you think it is? What y'all think it is? What y'all think it is?
No.
I think that treasure they took came from somebody that haunted it, like King Tut.
Right.
I'm scared. Okay, girl, y'all done pulled over. Wait. I have a plan, Mindy announced. See, this is where it's going left right here. When we be watching For My Man, what happens when they have a plan, Scott?
Yeah, it's usually not a good plan.
Usually bank robberies happen. Something crazy happen and it just ends really bad. Oof.
Never good.
My gut is saying no. We're going to leave our bikes here behind the hedge, sneak back to the house, and take a look around. Why, Chelsea asked. It looks abandoned. Because whatever Daniel Matheson hid is still in there, Mindy said with excitement. Think about it. He said in his letter he was going away. That's probably when he got unalived. You also know that his girlfriend never got the money, which means she never found out about the money. But if there really is money in there, it's stolen, Chelsea pointed out. Maybe we should go to the police. That's the voice of reason right there. There go the voice of reason. And I bet you ain't nobody gonna listen to her, and it's just gonna go left before it go right, period. Okay. No, Mindy objected. Whoever it was stolen from probably doesn't even think about it anymore. It's like buried treasure. We discovered the letter with the clue in it, so whatever we find, we should be able to keep. Girl, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, sis. Not entirely convinced, Chelsea agreed to at least check it out. And together the girls made their way back to the house, keeping close to the hedge so as not to be seen. Then they slipped over the low fence and began to search for a way into the old place. Here, Mindy finally whispered as she tugged at the cellar door. There's a rusty old lock, but the wood around it is rotted. I think I can, with a dull groan, the wood around the lock gave away and the ancient door fell open. Peering down at the rickety wooden staircase that disappeared into the shadowy cellar, the girls were silent for a moment. Then Chelsea mumbled nervously, "You first." I wouldn't have went. I'd be like, well, girl, you did that. You found a way in. I'm just going to go on home. I hear my mama calling. Okay. I hear my train coming. Okay. I ain't got time for it. This is giving cave. Let's go into the cave energy. And I say no. Especially the part where it said it was dark and dusty and shadowy. That sounds like cave, honey. No. Mindy nodded gravely, rummaging through the pocket of her jeans, and pulled out the pen light that she kept on her keyring. Carefully, she eased down the creaking stairs to the bare stone floor below, and Chelsea followed. The cellar was dark, and the air felt thick and clammy. The only sound was a slow, steady drip of water. Mindy moved the beam of her pen light from one side to the other and found a wide patch of wall and ceiling that were badly water stained and covered with a thick growth of mildew. Now, here's where I got some questions. Now, you got this little letter saying we didn't got the money, we didn't unalive your husband, we didn't done this and that and the third, right? Do you know exactly where to look for this treasure in this big old raggedy house where the floating probably brought it out? Like, girl, this is just sounding like no. This is sounding like no. Scott, what say you? Or is it sounding like yes to you? Because it sounded like no to me.
No, it definitely sounds like no.
Okay, because I don't know. It's mildew and water damage, and it just sounds like too much. A droplet of water formed on the ceiling and fell into a murky puddle that covered nearly the whole floor. See, the floor is rotted out, girl. But okay, let's keep going here. Oh, great, Mindy grumbled. We're going to have to walk through that. No, you don't. The girls trotted cautiously across the slick floor, their sneakers making squishy sounds in the muck. They had almost made it to the stairs on the opposite side of the room when Mindy felt her feet slipping out from under her. She reached out wildly, grabbed a rough banister, and pulled herself forward, falling to her knees on a lower step. Suddenly, something let out a harsh squeal, leapt into her pants leg, then dropped into the puddle. Mindy gagged. See, this is why you don't. It was probably a rat. Mindy gasped, then turned her pen light just in time to see a huge rat racing towards a hole in a far wall. Gross, she screeched. Girl, y'all don't have to be in there. There's still time to turn around. Let's get out of here, Chelsea cried. Chelsea stupid too, because I would have been like, nah, girl, I'm going home. My mama calling me. My mama told me to come home at this exact time right now. I would have left. No, Mindy protests, pulling herself back to the feet. Look, she lit the area on top of the stairs. The door to the first floor stood open as if inviting them to come up. It's not. I want to see what's inside this place. Girl, for what? For what? Chelsea sighed and followed Mindy to the main floor. It was gloomy and grim, but a little daylight slipped through gaps in the closed shutters, making patterns of light on the wall. The girls stopped at the threshold. The floor was thick with dust, and long abandoned spider webs hung eerily in every corner. The silence was so pronounced that Mindy could almost hear the sound of her own heart beating. I'm sure you can. She took a step onto the wooden floor and then another until she reached the center of the room. It knows we're here, she thought. Girl, what is it? Trying to fight the sensation that the house itself was watching them. She remembered the elderly neighbor woman. She remembered the elderly neighbor woman's comments that the house had a funny feel to it. It sure is creepy in here, Chelsea whispered as if reading her thoughts. Yeah, all y'all feeling that foolishness. Cindy looked around slowly, then pulled the letter from her pocket and studied the poor script once more. The fireplace, she said at last. There was something in the letter about the fireplace. She looked at the opposite wall and saw a carved wooden mantle. Below was an oversized opening lined with flame-blackened fire tiles. The girls stepped closer to the barren fireplace, and Mindy shined her light inside. It was large and deep enough for someone to actually fit inside if they crouched down. It's giving more and more cave. It's giving more and more cave.
Yeah.
See, this is why I had to give the PSA about the caves. Okay, let's do a PSA about houses too, because this is sounding crazy. Grimacing, Mindy swiped at the cobwebs with the letter, then crawled in. I don't see anything, she said, then stopped. The thin fire towels on the inner left wall of the fireplace weren't covered with soot. In fact, they had fallen away in one corner. There's something behind here, she yelled excitedly. Gripping the broken edge of one of the towels, she easily pulled it loose. What is it? Chelsea asked, squeezing an arm in and helping Mindy pull away the towels. Soon the girls had exposed a small wooden door, locked shut with a metal hook. Mindy pried at the hook, and then it finally popped open. For an instant, she thought she heard a rustling inside, as if something on the other side had moved back away from the door. What was that? She murmured. What was that? Chelsea looked at her uneasily. Chelsea, you are an accomplice. You sitting here going along with this foolishness when you could have been left. I'd be like, girl, go ahead and go. I'm coming right behind you, and I would have left. Mindy reached up and pushed at the corner of the door. The rusted hinges resisted for a moment, then screeched open. Shining her light inside at what appeared to be a brick chamber about the size of a walk-in closet, Mindy felt her courage draining away. Even though the prize that they were searching for was probably only a few feet away, she was now filled with apprehension. Do you think there are rats in there? Chelsea said with a moan. It smells awful. Girl, it is probably a body. I don't know, Mindy stammered. Gathering her nerve, she inched forward. Let's just take a quick look, she said, as if to reassure herself, as to comfort her friend. Once through the low door, Mindy stood there, clutching the letter. Chelsea wiggled through as well, and the two huddled together as Mindy moved her light around the small room. Look, Chelsea cried, pointing to something hidden under a blanket in the corner. That's it. That's the booty. Hey. Mindy smiled uncertainly and stepped forward towards the long, dark object. She reached out with her hand and stopped and drew back a little. Something wasn't right. Go ahead, Chelsea urged. Once again, Mindy touched the edge of the blanket, then slowly, very slowly, she pulled it back. Without warning, a pale, lifeless hand darted from under the blanket and gripped Mindy's wrist. See, right there, I told y'all this was not a good idea, and yet they persisted, and they persisted right on to a body, honey. That I guess is alive as a zombie. I don't know what's going on here. A scream of horror rose in her throat, and she struggled like a trapped animal to pull away. But whatever had her in its grip held her with tremendous power. Power. Ooh. Mindy, Chelsea shrieked, unable to see what had struck such fear in her friend. What's going on? Just then, the putrid blanket fell away, and both girls could see the loathsome creature that it had hidden. Slowly, a skeletal being rose from the shadows as Mindy and Chelsea cringed and backed away in abject fear. The creature's head had little more than a skull, with a brittle cascade of what was once long blonde hair. It opened its mouth and rasped in a dry, unearthly voice. I have waited so long for that door to open. Oh, wait. Oh, no. It's an unearthly voice. I waited so long for that door to open. Did that sound unearthly?
Pretty scary.
I should do voiceover work. Period. From the moment. Oh, I'm just going to say this regular because I don't want to mess up my vocal. Like, y'all ain't paying me for this. I don't want to, like, that first part was pro bono. This part is, you got to pay me for the other. I have waited so long for that door to be open. From the moment I awoke from my unalived brother sealing me alive in this cursed tomb, I have refused by my will alone to accept unaliving. And now, run, screamed Mindy. But just as the girls lunged towards the open door, it swung shut. And the metal latch fell closed. No! Chelsea screamed, throwing herself at the door. Oh, yes. Ooh, my cat just like jumped up. He's scared. He was listening. He ear hustling. The hideous cadaver threw back his head and shuddered with demented laughter. Now you are both trapped with me. Don't you think I screamed and pounded on that door? But no one heard me. And no one will hear you. Well, sir, you had the opportunity to get out. And you closed the door back and shut it and locked it. Who is this helping? It seems that my fate is to remain here, but at least I will no longer be alone. Period. Do something, Chelsea wailed to Mindy as she struggled to open the door. Help me. Hot tears rolled from Mindy's eyes, but she didn't move. In the dull glow of her penlight, she could see the remains of blood-stained scratches where someone had once tried to claw her way to freedom. She could also see something else. The letter had fallen open to the floor, and she was able to read the last few lines again. Then something inside her mind snapped, and she too began to laugh insanely, not unlike the crazed cadaver. It wasn't the booty that Daniel Matheson had hidden before he left that home, never to return. It was the body. Oh, I should have used this. Yeah, I should have used this. Oh, damn. I had it for a reason and then I messed it up. But oh well, just imagine that voice is on the part where the cadaver was talking. Oh, we so scared.
Wow.
Scott, do you have anything? Do you have any lessons learned?
Just a reminder that messing with the mail is a federal crime.
Period. Don't go messing with mail. It's a federal crime. You will get some federal time. Period. You do the federal crime, you do the federal time. Period. Here's my lesson learned. It's the same as the cave thing. Stop walking in abandoned, dark, dusty, dirty places. If you got to crawl to get in there, if you got to do some weird stuff to do it, if you need a pen light, a light, all that foolishness, don't do it. Another PSA through a scary book. Don't do it. Okay? If people are running from the thing, don't you run towards it. You run away with them. These little girls gonna end up in a coffin. This is crazy out here.
Yes.
Hopefully you guys can get to sleep tonight from that scary story. Scott.
Tough.
Yeah. Oof. I'm gonna have to drink some wine or something. Anyway, did you have anything else, Scott?
That's all I got.
Okay, Scott and I got stuff to do today, so I'm gonna do Sherlock. So we're gonna do our Sunday Funday School tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do Sherlock tomorrow as well for those who care. I guess thanks for joining. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, you aren't super, super scared. And yeah, and hopefully you had a good time. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. So from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace and